One man, one mission, to rid the world of chronic anxiety once and for all. The Anxiety Guy, Dennis Simsek, shares his personal transformation from living a life filled with overwhelming worry to becoming a full-fledged positivity machine. A leading authority in generalized anxiety, Dennis gets to the truth of your mental health challenges and sets you on a path to transforming each and every area of your life. Here he is, the one and only, the Anxiety Guy.
Warriors, my friends, my extended family, I welcome you to this episode number 312 of the Anxiety Guy podcast. I'm Dennis Simsek, and I am grateful that you're joining me here today. And as you can see on YouTube, we've got all sorts of other things that you can look at, especially me, rather than just looking at a banner. So I hope you enjoy the coming weeks where this will feel more interactive between us. And my friends, if you haven't already heard, the Health Anxiety Program is now out at theanxietyguy.com. 12 weeks to freedom from health anxiety starts today. theanxietyguy.com. And I do these podcast episodes because I hurt when other people hurt. I do these podcast episodes because I want to provide answers to people based on their suffering. And I can see how so many people out there are suffering because they're living their lives unconsciously, number one, and number two, at a deep unconscious level, they're afraid to change. And there's a plateau that many times we meet. We feel good, we feel neutral, we feel a sense of inner peace, but it doesn't go any further than that. There isn't this total transformational feel. I want to touch on this today, and I want to bring to your attention things that you may be doing that are only confirming your anxiety identity. This is an important couple terms here. Anxiety identity. Because if you continue to identify with being an anxiety sufferer or identify with your childhood or ancestral traumas, then what's going to happen is you will feel like you are connected to who you need to be, but you will never turn into the person that will emanate such high vibration into this world that will make a lasting difference. You know, people think that miracles are miraculous. I don't. I believe that miracles should be happening on a daily basis. If in fact we can tap in to the right waves that are connected to that high vibration that brings us to an identity that says, hey, I can trust. And anxiety sufferers, all of them, have a problem with trust. Trust in what they're doing. Trust in the method that they're using. Trust in the information they're getting. Trust in the changes that they're making. Mental changes, behavioral changes, imaginative changes, verbal changes. You have to trust in your words. You have to trust in your actions. You have to trust that in the end, this is how it's supposed to be. But if we continue to live in an anxiety identity, we continue to confirm our secondary gains. These secondary gains are connected to things that you are receiving, or at least get a sense that you're receiving, that the inner child feels like they may not receive should they heal or turn into someone else. The beginning years, we came to this planet. We were free. We connected with everyone. We were expressive. And all of that was taken away from us. We became robotic. This robotic consciousness started to take over. And when we went to school, we found that we were not creative. We were not unique, but we were just another number. and then it continues into the system. We are not numbers. We are not an anxiety identity. We are free. We are free. And we can live within the laws of nature. Within the laws of nature. In order to bring us to a place where we can identify with somebody else. Somebody who doesn't have to try so hard to find the answer. Somebody who can manifest things more effortlessly rather than fighting and striving for them. Many times with this anxiety identity, we check in with it while we're walking. Am I walking the right way? Connected to what? What is the right way? Well, if you're living unconsciously, it's connected to your diagnosis, your anxiety disorder. So, we hunch, we speed up, and we breathe in a shallow manner. Anxiety identity confirmed. So the inner child feels safe. Consciously, we become more frustrated because we don't feel like ourselves. We feel like we're acting. We check in while we communicate with others. We hesitate to say things that are true to us and in our heart. We people please out of pity for ourselves. We do all of these things that lead us to more suppression. Remember, healing is expression. Anxiety, fear, is suppression. I can't tell you how many people I run into that are harboring such heavy, suppressed rage. Rage. And it shows up. And when it shows up, they don't know what to do with it. Rage towards your parents, maybe. Rage towards yourself, the things you did or didn't do. When is it my time? When is it going to be me? Rage towards your financial status. Never pleased. At some point in this journey, you're going to have to look at this rage and go, you know what? All this does is confirm the beliefs that are connected to my authority figures. That's all it does. This upset, this rage, this anger connected to fear gives us something to dabble with. It makes us feel like we can confirm this rage and anger, but the truth is that it just takes up your focus. It just takes up your energy. And I can't tell you how much energy anxiety sufferers waste on a daily basis without even knowing it. We check in while we drive. The pavement isn't good enough. Why is that person driving that car? The paint job is horrible. Why did that person just cut that person off when in fact they really didn't? We will sort for and find things in the external world that are connected to our identity because it keeps us in a familiar place. Do you do this without even noticing? You go to the gym. I'm going to go to the gym. Before you go to the gym, okay, all of these scenarios start playing out. What if my anxiety symptoms show up? What if I go too hard and have a panic attack? What if someone thinks I'm crazy? And so we create all these catastrophic scenarios that haven't happened. They have never happened in our lives, or maybe once or twice. Next thing you know, this is what we feel is going to happen in our lives. We place ourselves in situations that are untrue. We place ourselves in an identity that other people can connect with, but keeps us in a realm of suffering. We check in when we are invited to something new. Oh God, how many people are going to be there? Right? Where's the closest exit door? What excuse can I bring up to leave early? Okay? I have to bring my phone with me just in case I don't look stupid or lost. Stop checking in. Stop checking in with an anxiety identity that is false. Start checking in. This is my challenge for you. Start checking in with someone who is already healed. What would happen if you walked and checked in with someone who was already healed? How would you walk differently? How would you breathe differently? What if you checked in with someone who was already healed, going to that invite, that place that you were invited to go to? What would happen then? How would you see that situation then? Well, you would see it as an opportunity, wouldn't you? All of these things would be opportunities. I want to remind you that every single time your anxiety identity wants to arise, that's an opportunity. You treat that anxiety identity the same way you treat your children's fears, and next thing you know, you will be met with an unfamiliar place, a vulnerable place called emotional neutrality. And when you are met with emotional neutrality, you may go, well, nothing's going on here. Nothing's going on. I'm not afraid, nor am I happy. What is this middle ground? That middle ground is your key to freedom. That middle ground is your key to having your own perspectives, your own beliefs, and your own identity. You have to get to that middle ground as much as you can throughout the day. Stop looking for things that are stimulating. Get off the stimulants now. Stop playing with your life. This is a life that is worthy of living. This is a life that is worthy of caring for. This is a life that will lead to a best-selling book in the future. That's you. Someone standing up on a stage going, here's my journey. I'm here to help more people. This is so important. Stop messing with your own life. Stop believing the interpretations and perspectives of your inner child's subconscious mind and start questioning them. You can do that. You can do that. You have more options than you think, in any given situation. You can perceive your past in any which way you want. Any which way you want. You can perceive a future situation in any which way you want. You have more power than you think. Gosh. So again, my challenge to you is this. How would a person who has already healed do these things and think about these things? If you can tap into that, if you can just start asking yourselves better questions, you will heal. It's all about the types of questions that you ask yourself. Ask yourself a better question and you will have a better life. I promise you that. If you have any questions on the Health Anxiety Program, head over to theanxietyguy.com. Did you enjoy this podcast episode? What did you get from it? I want to hear from you. If you're listening to this on Apple or any other podcast directory, leave a positive rate and review. As well, if you're listening and watching now on YouTube, let me know what you think about this setup. Let me know your moment of clarity, epiphany from this podcast episode, and let's become more than anxiety together. Love you all. Have a wonderful day. I'll see you in the next episode. Bye-bye.
Thanks for being an important part of the Anxiety Guy podcast community. If you enjoyed this podcast, please leave a positive rate and review. If you're searching for further support on your road to recovery from anxiety, head over to anxietyexit.com and take part in the powerful End the Anxiety program based around the CBT model. If you're searching for a more one-on-one approach, you can sign up now for personal coaching sessions with Dennis via Skype. Remember, you are more than anxiety. See you in the next episode.